Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor, and I'm going to introduce you to the intermediate value theorem for derivatives. This theorem states that if a and b are any 2 points in an interval on which f is differentiable, then f prime takes on every value between f prime of a and f prime of b. So this is pretty much the same thing as the intermediate value theorem. It's just instead of using f of a and f of b, it uses f prime of a and f prime of b. So what we're talking about is the slope. If you have two endpoints and you have a certain slope at one endpoint and another slope at the other endpoint, then you are to assume that you could have every single slope in between those two endpoints as well. So let's look at an example to kind of clarify that. This says prove if f prime of 2 equals 14 and f prime of 13 equals -9 and f is differentiable on the interval closed interval 2 to 13, then there's a horizontal tangent line on the interval. And that's just not grammatically correct, so I'm going to fix that right quick. Okay, so we're trying to prove the existence of a horizontal tangent line. And what I notice is the derivative at 2 is positive and the derivative at 13 is negative. So that means, according to the intermediate value theorem for derivatives, that at some point in between those two endpoints, the derivative had to equal 0. And so remember, the requirements for the intermediate value theorem is that you have 2 points on the interval at which f is differentiable. So we would state first that f is differentiable. So because f is differentiable on the given domain, then the IVT for derivatives apply. Because f prime of 2 is less than 0. Oh, no, f prime of 13 is less than 0. And 0 is less than f prime of 2. Then we are guaranteed a horizontal tangent line. So anyone who is familiar with the concepts of calculus when reading this will understand that the intermediate value theorem guarantees some derivative value between the two derivatives given. And so all you would have to say is, because f is differentiable, the IVT applies, because that's the requirement for the IVT to apply. And then because you've, and I like to say because you've invoked the IVT, now you can just state that there's a horizontal tangent line by showing that the slope of 0 is between the two derivatives given, because a horizontal tangent line has a slope of 0. And so that is the IVT for derivatives, and that is how you would apply it.